Man, I got a question for you. Are you with him or against him? I want to talk to the men who think that getting serious about Jesus Christ has the idea of pansy written all over it. I know there's some guys here today because they're nagged here. Some guys are here because your parents made you come. I'm talking to you. I know what you think about when you think about following Jesus. You think he was some pale, skinny, penny-waist sissy who got picked on all the time in school. That Jesus was some candy ass who couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. You think that Jesus had soft hands, soft hair, girly arms, somebody that your kid's sister could beat up. And in your mind, following Jesus would be the equivalent of walking into a biker bar in heels and a purse. Real men don't want to be associated with anything sissy. Allow me a minute to correct your misconception of this man, Jesus Christ. If Jesus was a girly man, then why would big, tough commercial fishermen like Peter leave everything and follow him? Just because they asked him to? If Jesus was a sissy, then how could he walk into the temple in Jerusalem with a whip and chase the crooks out, not once, but twice? Some say Jesus was a pacifist, too scared to fight. But the night that Jesus was arrested for causing too many problems, one of his disciples stepped in and cut a guy's ear off with his sword. The truth is that Jesus was tough. His stepdad trained him to be a carpenter before power tools were invented. Jesus never used a power tool in his life. You know what that means? Jesus had big arms. You want to challenge him to an arm wrestling contest? Jesus was no panty waist. Jesus was no sissy. Jesus was no wimp. That's not who we're asking you to follow. Are you with him or against him? Still not convinced? This Jesus who is asking you to follow him, here's what he looks like. He's described in Revelation. I saw heaven standing open, and there before me was a white horse whose rider, Jesus, is called Faithful and True. With justice he judges and makes war. His eyes are like blazing fire, and on his head are many crowns. He is dressed in a robe dipped in blood, and on his robe and on his thigh he has this name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Did you hear that? Do you know what he's saying? Jesus has a tattoo. He's got a tat on his thigh that says King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You don't get a tattoo on your thigh that says King of Kings and Lord of Lords unless you can back it up. Men, when we're calling you to become a follower of Jesus Christ, this is who we're talking about following. A man's man who is coming back any day to kick some butt, rescue his fiancée, and take her back to heaven and marry her. And before he comes back, the question you have to answer is, am I with him or against him? There's no being neutral. There's no being apathetic. To ignore him is to lose your life. You will not ignore a man wearing a robe dipped in blood with a tattoo on his thigh that says King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Are you with him or against him?